here again, someone who he has played on many occasions, and of course has played
60
at the World Championships previously. This one's going to be a decent pace by the looks of it. And Barneveld, who is playing swift
100
darts here, has had many rhythms throughout his career. He's been quite deliberate and sometimes very quick. I think this time we're going to see the quick Barneveld.
140.
Who has started very steadily here with a couple of 140s and a 60, and immediately
100
asks the question of Barneveld. But 3 tons from him. You get the feeling that this game could be fairly decent.
99.
Good use of the board from Stephen to lose 62 after 12. And Barneveld will think 105 plus here.
45.
Can't get it, but he does leave his somewhat signature finish of 156. It's a question of whether he gets a look at it here. And Stephen slips into tops, but does have a shot at double six.
56.
And finds himself at the bottom of the board if Van Barneveld does miss this 156. How many times have we seen him hit this? Well, it's not going to be another one just yet.
100.
Is he going to go for it straight for it instead of the 2-2-2 option? To the centre of the oche now for Stephen.
Game shot.
It was the right call. Takes the first leg in 17 darts. Now Van Barneveld will have to break Stephen Bunting in this match.
100.
And we will not be able to accuse Van Barneveld of not being sharp coming into this first place championship of 2021, because he did play a lot of Q School darts, and
100.
I personally think that will have done him some good. Shake off any tournament ring rust. Didn't play a great deal in 2020. He had plans for lots of exhibitions and personal appearances, of course, but that was scuppered by the global pandemic. And all the while, Stephen Bunting was really getting his game together throughout the first year of the new decade. But Barney's got these new streamlined darts,
58.
which he loves. He's playing a very attractive pace in a new attractive shirt, I might add. Wants to try and get that eye of the tiger back. And I have to say it, I look at his
59.
face at the back of the staging area here. He does look very focused. I know there will be a lot of people tuning in to watch this
47.
match, especially when the draw came out a couple of hours ago. And we do welcome you guys who have joined us on PDC TV and, of course, the PDC's social media channels
60.
for this match. If you're not subscribed to the Facebook and YouTube pages for the PDC, please do subscribe. They're both
60.
free. Bunting with a chance for 2-0. 142. May stay there to try and sneak another one in. Does so for double 11. Oh, that's the Stephen Bunting we saw at Ali Pali making the semis. And it was those kinds of finishes against Gerwin Price that delivered one of the best matches we've seen in finishing ever at Ali Pali.
97.
The bullet looking good and hasn't had to travel very far for this match and for these tournaments. Does of course live in the northwest of England.
58.
Historically, a lot of the season opening tournaments have taken place in this area of the UK. The Robin Park Tennis Centre in Wigan
100.
has hosted the start of the season many times, but we come to Bolton and it's a very apt venue for Van Barneveld to start his 2021 campaign, because he had a lot of great matches in this very room. You go back 15 years ago when
180.
he was seen bouncing on the stage after beating Phil Taylor, and they would go toe to toe for the next few years. But you get the feeling that Barneveld, even with that 139 to leave the finish, he's in trouble, because Bunting looks great here. His timing has been exemplary, and he's got double 11 again.
113.
That one just shoved into the single. And the chances that Barney's getting are very, very difficult. Not impossible, though.
96.
When he threw that dart, I think he thought that was in the 54. That one's just in the single 3.
Game shot.
But importantly, that one's in the double 4. And Bunting's averaging 98 here. And it's too much for Barneveld to handle right now. He does have more gears, does Barney,
95.
averaging 93, as you can see on your graphic there. Because at Q School, he put in some very good statistics. He didn't get his card outright. He won on points, and out of everybody who went to Q School, he was the second best in averages, just shy of 95.
180.
But there he maxes to get himself in one of the best positions he's found himself in a leg in this match.
100.
There's a somewhat old school approach to the way he's throwing darts here. He looks almost like the Barneveld of 15 years ago.
59.
The longer stem, the bigger flight. The barrel itself looks very similar to what he was using 15 years ago. I think he's trying to rekindle the kind of dart player he was a decade and a half
140.
ago. 6 darts from here then for 1/3 of 501. Might get it in 3. Does he fancy it?
133.
Or maybe he was caught in two minds, judging by how far he was away from the bullseye on that effort. That's a big decision to make now.
100.
Which double does he want to go for? He's going to go straight for it. Going to try and lie this one on top. He's getting closer, but not close enough. And Bunting will fancy this. Even more so now. Double top.
86.
And only just comes up short. Is he going to go back for it? Dart players are stubborn. Is that a help or a hindrance? Neither. That one is a beauty. Back of the net for Barneveld, his first leg on the Pro Tour in this return. The first brick in the wall. He's got to keep building.
134.
Did have a plethora of ton plus averages at Q School Barneveld.
57.
He had 3 in his first 2 days, and then another one on the next day, and then another 2 on the next day. He was very consistent.
60.
I, for one, was skeptical as to whether he would come through Q School, but
100.
I have to say I'm liking what I'm seeing at the start of this season. I think there's something to build on. But this is not an easy task he's been given here.
140.
Against someone who was going to fancy kicking on this year after bagging his first 6-figure check in PDC darts.
84.
He will not want to relinquish this opportunity. Oh, look at this from Bunting.
135.
Absolutely perfectly done. Didn't even think about the 167 that Van Barneveld did go for in the previous leg. So there you see 2 different ways of trying to negotiate that number with multiple visits. Double 16. He can still see much of that because of the angle he throws from, and it is 4-1 Bunting. It's been a day for the seeds so far. In fact, all 16 seeds
140.
made it through in the first games on each board today. Quite astounding. I can't remember the last time that happened. But out on the boards right now, Ryan Joyce is having
59.
a nightmare. He is 5-0 down to John Worsley of Wales. Kim Ibrex going up against Luke Peters of the Netherlands. He's 5-4.
81.
We've had big wins for Price, for Anderson, and they will meet in the next round, which is undoubtedly the match of round 2.
40 scored, yeah.
And that is going to take place on streamboard number 1 after the Keane Barry Danny Baggish game, which will be on next. As for this board, we've got Kirk Shepherd, the Q School
59.
Yo-Yo, up against the fabulously named from the Netherlands, Lorenzo Pronk. The winner of that match will play the winner of this one.
140.
And at this juncture, it's more likely to be Bunting.
100.
Steady ton from Barneveld to leave 121 after 12. Averaging around the 90 mark here, Raymond.
140.
It's a good 140, but he desperately wanted that third 60 to leave 62. A much easier finish. Can Barneveld get a shot at the bull? The answer is no.
62.
And Bunting has had many chances to kill legs off here. Maybe some early nerves for Barney. Double 16. Looking
Game
very
shot.
sharp, Bunting. Every bit the sharp bullet that he has been over the last few months. And obviously, since Ali Pali, he has continued the work ethic and he looks fresh-faced and ready for this campaign.
96.
Average touches 100 after that 6th leg. And if Bunting does go on to win this convincingly, which
100.
is very likely, there may be a lot of naysayers out there, but there are 4 days here at this campaign at the University of Bolton Arena.
100.
Much more could happen.
$125.
Sometimes you have to look a little deeper into what is going on with the way a dart player's darts are reacting in the board, how they look.
59.
And if you compare the way that Raymond van Barneveld looks now compared to how he looked 15 years ago, I think he looks healthier now than 15 years ago.
97.
That is a big plus. If Raymond is going to have a successful season,
46.
he's going to have to maintain good energy levels. A couple of years ago, he did make a final
134.
on the floor and lost to Adrian Lewis. Everybody thought that he was going to kick on from that. He wasn't able to do so. But he's not out of this match. It's not inconceivable that he can string
60.
5 legs together. You can't afford to think of the 5th one until you've got the 4th. But first and foremost, he's got to get double 16 and close Bunting out.
Game shot.
He does do so. 1 down and 4 to go for Raymond van Barneveld. It is a break of throw. That throw looking really smooth, like it has done
44.
for the last 25 years. It's actually more than 25 years since he made his World Championship debut. It's closer to 30 years.
98.
If you are tuning into the PDC's social media channels and you haven't checked out
100.
the subscriptions with PDC TV yet, have a little look at that. Not a great deal of money for a great deal of entertainment coming up, not just today, but over the next 3 days, and of course, the entire season.
140.
Bunting looking very assured and comfortable, averaging 96 in this game.
140.
19's first, and Scupper's there.
83.
Was that his chance to maybe finish it with a flourish? It's still in Barneveld's hands here.
140.
Oh, that's a beautiful 140. crafted with that really accurate third dart on the top right corner. That guarantees a shot at a two-darter to keep this match alive. Bunting wants that 140, gets
140.
it, leaves tops, but it's in Raymond's hands to stay alive in the tournament, and he gets 2 at double 10. That one shoved a bit, 1 dart left.
Game shot.
Oh, bit of class. Bunting was 40 points away from the win, and he has to rewind another 461 points if he wants to get the win here.
85.
Is a 15 darter going to be enough? That's what he might be thinking. But Raymond
91.
talking to himself. You can see those lips moving as he throws. He's trying to stay in rhythm, but at the same time G himself up.
140.
That's exactly what Van Barneveld needs here. Needs to stay in touch in the scoring stakes, and he's not going to do so.
95.
He's a dart behind. Bad news for Barney fans as Bunting goes south
96.
and picks up a vital last dart treble and again leaves himself 180. The last time he was there in the previous leg, he got the 140 to leave tops and was not afforded the
100.
shot at the top double. If he does the same again, he will get a shot. There was a little flick of the eyebrows from Barney.
60.
But he wasn't able to get to a finish there. But he's not out of this match if he can find 2 trebles. That is gorgeous. That's why. He might stay there because the lie's so good, but he decides to switch.
123.
Oh, how we'd like that dart back. It is for the match. He needs to swerve it around and finds it. Double top.
80.
Above the bar for Bunting, it's 1 match start missed. Now Barneveld usually goes 60 here. He doesn't look at the 25. 2 double 18s. Double top.
76.
And misses double 16. Interesting. He loves double 18 usually, but decided on tops for double 16. Ironically, it's Bunting for tops for the match. Has he got enough room?
20.
He had plenty, but he couldn't find it. And Barney is still alive. Double 8.
Game
there. And he has now won 3 legs in a row. Can he find 2 more to get the upset? He's dodged 4 match starts.
46.
You wonder if there's a bit of inspiration, a bit of extra inspiration in Raymond today, walking back into this room. Many a player, including Stephen Bunting, have played in this room before.
140.
Stephen came here as a qualifier for the UK Open and was consequently drilled by Peter
180.
Wright by a very, very large margin. But that maximum from Van Barneveld is very, very defiant. Speaking of which,
174.
oh, Bunting comes back with a 174. Well,
95.
you can see from Raymond's expression he hates that treble 5 because it now offers Bunting 6 darts and 187.
59.
I think the 18 was the shot there because if he gets the single, he leaves 130, which is an easier finish than 128. And again, Van Barneveld in that treble 5.
94.
Squeezing his way under the 100 mark and hoping that Bunting will possibly miss a 5th match dart. He doesn't get there. And that's a miss
54.
on the 25 and bull as well. So Barney, 54 for double 16. He pierces the lips and fancies it. As he should. Double 16 for 5-all.
Game
We're
shot.
going all the way. What a game it's been. We thought Bunting was strolling to victory at 5-1. And when I said that the match is not over, There's still the possibility, you say so with a degree of trepidation, that he can possibly win 5 legs in a row. Well, he got leg 1, 2, 3 and 4. Can he get his 5th in a row?
99.
A 5-5. The bullet with the darts. That's the key. He's using them perfectly.
140.
And throws a 3rd dart there that only he can throw. Trying to understack it and finds the gap, and it goes above the 2.
97.
Barneveld is a good dart and a half behind, and he needs errors from Stephen. Errors that aren't coming.
102.
Interesting use of the board there to leave 125. I thought he might have gone back up to the 20s. And Barneveld.
134.
It's a good visit, but it was bad counting. 60 for tops. For the match to finish it in style. Style it is, and Barneveld's first game back on the tour ends in defeat. But when he goes back to his hotel room, he will be happy that he was defiant in that 6-5 defeat. From 5-1 down, he came back to 5-5, but ultimately the bullet finds a 12 darter to finish things off, and he will play against Kirk Shepherd or Lorenzo Pronk, who will be next on Stream 2.